So Mai is not coming back, so we're going to transition into fireside chats. We're going to transition into Crits and Giggles. Which Crits and Giggles, if you are not familiar, send in your questions into the chat. We will answer them. I will also come up with questions. If you three don't mind me spearheading this, and making sure that we stay on track. If you have any objections, let me know. But that way we can kind of stay focused and we can, because always we will go off the rails very easily. So, spearheading? I don't know what the word is. Isn't it spearheading?
Spearheading.
Spearheading.
Oh, I like spearheading better. It's kind of like when I'm doodling along to walk away.
Bro, we literally got up at like an hour ago. Like, I'm sure none of us had wiped the debris from our eyes. We probably still got to brush our teeth.
So, so chat.
Debris. I'm sorry. Hold on. Debris from my eye. And
so real quick, just to catch up with chat, because this kind of pertains to our conversation, if that's okay. We have a couple comments that I just sort of wanted to shout out, if that's all right with you guys. The face my mom just made as I explained the intended use of the bag of holding. And then same person wants to know how we are feeling, so continue the chat.
Man, this is literally like, I need you guys to understand, like, story-wise, this is the timeline of what just happened, right? Okay, they found me, well, Cassandra, in a cave, all right? Dessa is like, oh my god, the person that I was in love with is alive. Cypress is like, I killed you. Oh my god, you're not dead. And then it's literally like, Mona's like, oh, okay. And then Cypress goes, yo, you're not trying to take Mona's place, are you? And then like, nah, big dog, that's not what I'm gonna do. And then we leave the cave. We walk out the cave. Bolt of lightning, right straight through Jenny's heart. Drops right in front of us. What the fuck? We're all flabbergasted, all right? No time to even process what just happened. Combat, immediately. Now, we kill everybody. Now we turn to look, and we're like, oh, Jenny's actually dead. Still on the floor. Cypress breaks down, and now we're here.
Destiny, how are you feeling?
This is the exact
because I just gotta say, like, Dessa right now, like, obviously, I think 10 you said it in the chat. Yeah, obviously, survivors go. Like, she genuinely feels like she should not be here at this point in time. Like, holding Jenny was kind of like, in her mind, she was just like, this could have been me. No, this should have been me. Like, she...
No, because
she just... No, it's because this is not the first time that Dessa has, like, felt this way. It's just more intense now that she's acting like she was holding Jenny. Like,
look at the chat.
Factually, you are correct. Factually, you're correct.
It should have been Mona. It's from chat.
Crazy work.
My default was really headed for them, so I understand that. But like the wording, I was like, oh.
I was like, damn.
Speaking of Mona, how are you feeling, Zora?
How
damn.
are you doing?
Damn, I'm all right.
I'm chilling. I got a headache. Mona, you'll see. Mona is indeed not Gucci right now. Is what I'll say.
Bro, Mona is on E right now. Actually,
You know what's gonna be? You know what's
my
gonna
friends.
You know what's gonna be crazy when Mona is gonna like actively like kind of just be like, oh, I've been leader for all of like 10 minutes and Jenny's dead. That's crazy. And that's something I have a realization. And I'm like, wait.
Mona has been leader for 2 years, actually.
2.5.
4 years apparently.
Yeah, 4 years apparently.
Oh God, don't even.
It's like, are you Bugatti?
It hasn't been 2.5 I don't think. Because I thought, or maybe I'm fucking up. Were we at the thing for 2 years or 3 years?
2.
Because Cassandra died 6 months in, and Cassandra was a leader for 6 months before she died. That's why I only said 2, because I thought we were there for 2.5 years. And then plus this extra 2.5.
So 4.5 years you've been our leader.
And also, no, there's no Owen Mona realizes this is all they've thought about since the moment they've become leader is every bad thing that has happened while they were leader. There's no like, oh, when it clicks. It's been clicking. It's been clicking extra hard. There's no like, oh.
My thing is, this is like, wait.
How do you spell that shit?
Spell what?
I'm active. No, I'm just like, I'm just thinking of how this is gonna affect team dynamic. Because I can already see, like, I know, yeah, fan family is a big trope with everybody else, but I'm just like, can you imagine how overprotective they're gonna be of each other after this?
So, Ten, this is something you have to understand. This has been normal for us since episode 1.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I know. I've been to watch the video.
There's been a crisis every other episode that tears the team apart and then puts them back together.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we'll be good. Just give us a second.
Give us a second.
Good.
But, you know,
Good.
maybe.
Mocha just needs to go to bed. That's what Mocha needs to
I
do.
would like to point out to chat that y'all don't have access to these journal entries. So good is a very overstatement. All right.
These journals are so crazy. I really give it a chance to read them.
We're thinking about releasing the journals depending on what we do in the future. We might do them as like a special release kind of thing, but we're still pending that project. So let us know in the chat if you're interested. Dessa trying to take Mona to bed.
We were not even retirement. We were one day from retirement.
Yeah, we were.
Dessa's trying to take Mona to bed.
They're going on Patreon.
Imagine it's just like, hey, it's like you're just gonna be like those annoying fucking dudes. It's just like I'm so sad because my friend died. It's just like, oh, don't cry. You're so sexy.
And that sucks. And then that fucking sucks, doesn't it?
Oh, I can't announce it.
That'll make you feel better.
So when we set up our Patreon, we're gonna put our journals on there. As like a level, if you want to read our journals and behind the scenes stuff, you'll have access to that. So BTS. I think Cypress at this point is just trying so hard to hold it together.
Okay, real talk. This is a / serious question. When was the last time y'all team actually had it together? Quickly.
Camp,
yeah.
So when y'all were not responsible for yourselves is what I'm hearing.
Day one.
First day.
So like the moment you guys were not,
Well,
like, y'all were under somebody else's responsibility, everything was fine.
To be fair,
to the world.
To be fair,
y'all just like,
I think Cypress. I don't know why I'm showing off my prescription right now. I'm just gonna throw that. I was using it as a fidget. Anyways, I think, in all fairness, I think Cypress was okay. I think they were just very distracted of keeping the team together and calling out the team. I think this is the third big setback for them. Wow.
Now
I
had to move my hair out my face for this one.
Now Cypress Miss, oh, I contribute nothing to the team. Oh,
that's in the journals. I'm trying to leave that as like a secret.
That's not a student. I refuse to go along with the lie that Cypress had it together when Cypress is actively being like apologizing for grieving. I want to hear it.
When Cypress hit Mona with that, oh, well, the reason I'm apologizing is because in the past you've been like, we don't have time for this. We have to move on. I was like,
it's true. It's serious Cypress. Serious Cypress.
For half an episode, Cypress. You had a whole different personality for half of the episode.
Cypress, listen, I love when Cypress gets serious and then they just start emptying the clip on everybody. Damn, you're right, I did say that.
God damn, chill.
It's just like, after they say something every time, it's like the Vine boom sound effect. Or it's like, we gotta do like the Cypress mentality edit. It's just like the boom.
Can you please put that on TikTok?
Your mama did. What the fuck?
Just for your context, Tin, Cypress went through a serious phase for half an episode where it's on YouTube. But yeah, there was a serious phase because they had a
It was one of the worst
nightmare.
nightmares we ever seen.
But you usually
was
were.
unserious.
What?
Everyone is a victim.
I said you were more serious than you usually were.
Daddy's captain, like
That was Cypress trying to be
That shit was so
serious.
funny.
Let's be real. Like, if
It's like, can you stop talking like that?
or what?
And
You
then
know what?
Fucking read Dessa right after that. Like, fuck.
Or the time that Dessa turned into White Kieran.
Funny.
That was hilarious. That was funny.
You know what's really funny? Hold on, before I fix this light. You know what's really funny? Is that Mona and Dessa have a whole sweet moment that episode that I didn't realize was until later. Is like it's happening while Dessa looks like a white Walmart Karen and retroactively makes that scene so funny.
I forgot about that.
My thing is,
Puppy.
my thing is, Destiny's characters are always like, yeah, I don't care what anyone else thinks about you. I don't care, what you think about yourself. I just think you're the best thing that like since sliced bread. And you know what? I love that. That is so sweet. Makes me believe in love and all that.
If there's one thing about Dessa is that, like, despite everything, she is a massive like lover. That's what she is.
We're shocked.
Question 1. If your character wasn't an adventurer, what livelihood would they have?
Aren't you just going through the questions of the day?
Well, did you find yours on Tumblr? Because that's where I'm looking at mine.
Mine are a mix of questions of the day I found from a bunch of random sources and ones that I made up. But
Okay.
That is definitely one of the first questions he asked, but it's fine.
If your character wasn't an adventurer, what livelihood would they have?
Cassandra, you answer first.
I say, well,
What would Cassandra do?
Loki, I think she would be probably a military brat. I don't know. Something just about
Occupation?
Military brat. Be surprised. I think she would try to go into the military, but specifically like because she would have like this like idea of like I want to be the hero type of thing before getting like brutally like a wake up call about like what like the actual reality is. But like I think that's what she would do.
Dessa, what would you do if you weren't in the military and adventuring?
If I weren't in the military and adventuring, ooh, I'm not gonna lie, the military is probably the best thing that's ever happened to Dessa. That's crazy. Assuming that it's like, because we know Dessa and her dad had like such a loving, beautiful relationship. Are we assuming that we're in that lifetime, or
Like, I would say to help you, like, right before you have the choice of signing up for the military or not, you just decide not to sign up for the military. What are you doing?
Sir.
Dessa didn't join the Terry, she would be. That's a good question. I'm not gonna lie. I made this joke probably like a few weeks ago, but I genuinely, I don't know, like in a modern day AU, let's pretend firefighter. Honestly,
I could see that.
Feel like I can see that. I can definitely see that too. Simply because whole fire resistance and all that stuff. She can just probably walk in that bitch and be fine. Just kidding. She wouldn't do all that. But something that's helping people, like actually helping people, saving people's lives, protecting people. She's really big on that sort of thing. She feels like she's actually like doing something for other people, and that's like her big thing. And besides, who does not like a hot firefighter?
Mona?
What? I said this before.
What?
Mona would probably... What?
You said what?
Please.
Did I?
Oh, did you not? I thought you said what when I said Mona. How about you? You're like, what?
I don't know.
Okay.
Mona would probably, I've said this before, Mona would be a private investigator, but like just like people have like, just like little shit happens, it could be solving murders, it could be like, oh, somebody went missing, it could be like, we need help unlocking this like ancient riddle so that we can like get like, that's the kind of shit that they'd want to do.
Bet. So this
There's
is
a question.
There's a question for Tin specifically.
Oh, there's a question in chat?
Tin, how do you feel about Dessa and Cassandra?
See, here's my thing.
Be careful. Be careful.
Loki, I'm kind of glad that they're not together as of right now, because I feel like they would self-destruct together. Like before, yeah, Cassandra was quote unquote a little bit more put together, but like now, she's actively breaking. Like with Ginny dying, I feel like this would have been the worst time for them to be together. Specifically with Dessa's like tendency to not like be able to control what she says. Like when she's upset, I feel like grief would have like made their relationship implode. Before they were cute. Now I'm kind of glad they're not together, because like although Cypress isn't technically like as put together as we would like, Cypress is probably more stable than Cassandra as of right now. I'm not gonna hold you. You feel me? And it's gonna be, their dynamic is gonna be very crucial to Cassandra kind of like putting herself out there.
I said, why are we bringing up Cypress specifically?
Okay.
The chat.
Relax. Relax.
By the way,
what's going on with Cypress?
By the way, Cypress would in modern AOE, right? Or whatever that lettering is.
We're doing modern? I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, if modern was an option, they would be like an influencer.
Pause. Did you say modern AOE?
Yeah,
modern area of effect is crazy.
Please. Like a mental health influencer specifically?
I think
just like a random influencer?
Just an influencer, like doing like day in my life, my morning routine, like a stereotypical white girl influencer.
Cypress is gonna be like, we gotta get at least 10,000.
Yeah.
Mona would never see your videos because Mona would not like have TikTok.
Yeah, but like I could see and like giving little advice of the day, like it's Thursday, thirsty, thriving Thursday advice or something. Like
thriving.
Question from the chat. What class would your PC be other than what they are now? And this was almost their question of the day. Mona, let's start in reverse.
Go first. Okay, hold on.
We keep putting Tin on the spot, so it's your turn.
I like putting other people on the spot. It's fun. Hold on, I'm like mentally going through the classes. I think Artificer Mona would be fun.
Oh yeah.
Cause like, I think Artificer Mona would be fun. Cause like I think they'd still have to be. They would have I think Mona would be like some kind of like intelligence-based class if they weren't a rogue. But like, I don't see them doing like the stereotypical like spell casting shit. And I think they would like being able to like figure things out. And I think they would fill that role of like, oh, I want to like help people. Let me make you something that's like very suited for this. So yeah, I think Artificer Mona would be fun. I think it'd be interesting.
That'd be sick, actually.
Cool as hell.
Dessa?
Well, Dessa had 2 classes this playthrough. This so far.
Weren't you almost fighter at one point too?
I was almost a fighter at one point, but we're not. Let's see. Obviously, no. Dessa was casting spells for a little bit when she was a paladin, just a very little bit. But I don't see her being a spellcaster either all that much. I think fighter honestly would be her class. If she didn't have anything else, like you said, I almost multi-classed into a fighter, not just this past level up, but like a couple level ups ago. But yeah, I think fighter would be the most fitting for her.
Cassandra?
I feel like Cassandra would either be a ranger or a rogue.
I could see that.
I could see a ranger.
Yeah, that will support.
I feel like kind of like a deadly assassin vibe to her sometimes, especially with like her lightning based powers. I feel like she could be lethal. So yeah,
she was lethal in the last combat. She was popping people out.
Yeah, she downed my ass twice, bro. Popping people out is crazy. She didn't kill nobody.
Yeah. I think, well, Cypress is multi-classing. She took 3 levels of, oh my god. Anyways, they took 3 levels of fighter. So, I mean, fighter, obviously, but I think she would do...
Fighter or druid.
I can't be fighter or druid. That's hard for me. Honestly, I could see her being not a... I almost said Barb, but I was like...
No, I could see Bard. I could see Bard for
Bard, yeah. I was like, oh, I could see her being a bard. Like, just a sweet little, like, singing her words and her praises to people.
I'm specifically imagining Cypress with a little banjo.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm like, bard kind of rings true. Cypress could do really good as a cleric.
It's because she's a druid. I'm thinking about the
Is a no intelligence bard. Listen. I don't know if y'all relate, but there are characters that like classes that I have to feel super safe with the people around me playing, and cleric is one of them. I won't touch it with people who I'm newish around. Do you guys have classes like that, or classes like that?
I feel like Paladin is one of them. Although like Paladins tend to be like OP, I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like I still gotta trust like other people to have my back, to like for the team to actually function properly. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
need so many trauma.
Dessa, we're gonna start with you.
Oh.
What are your character's core moral beliefs?
Honor, duty. I'm just kidding.
Wrong character.
Her core moral beliefs.
Mona is hot. Mona is cool. Mona is hot.
Stop. You guys act like all she thinks about is Mona or something. That's crazy.
Well, you're right. It's not just Mona. It's also Cassandra.
You know,
I don't think it.
You know, according to your journal, let me stop.
Whoa. We don't talk about the journal. I would say Dessa is probably like her biggest core belief. Shoot, if I even do this right, it's really just, again, this whole protection thing that she's on. Like, protect the people that she loves, protect the people that she loves, and she goes so hard with it because how she grew up. She was in a household where like she had nobody. Her mom was gone, and her dad subjected her to like some of the like. He was harsh. We'll just say that.
Daryl.
And she just had nobody to protect her, no other family, nobody else. So that's why she's like really adamant on, or she is very adamant on protecting others, but then for the longest amount of time, she was unable to really do that or figure out like the best course of action in order to do that. So that's why her being a paladin was not necessarily, I'm not gonna sit here and say the best thing for her, but it was very hard for her to actually like be the paladin protector that she was forced to be, because that's not who she was in the first place. So but now that she got that not bard, what am I, a barbarian.
That's the bard.
Lies, deception. Why? What am I lying about? What am I deceiving?
That
yeah,
that Zora is a personality. TTRPG hire.
Craziness. I'd say like, yeah, definitely protection. And now she feels like, if she feels like this, especially like right now at this very moment in the in the game, she feels like she has to like be that person now more than ever. Because like being told that she has it together more than anybody else, or she has to be the one to hold it together more than anybody else, was kind of crazy. But yeah, clap, won't smite.
I would pay to see Dessa as a bard for a session. Just saying. What if? Okay, DMI. Crazy idea. There's a curse, and we all have to switch up classes to whatever you choose for a session.
No.
Oh,
I'll be damned. If I have to play a wizard, I will lose my shit.
no.
Mona,
No. If I have to play a paladin, I'll probably cry. I'm not gonna lie.
what
I love
is
being a
Mona's
paladin.
core moral beliefs?
Oh. Mona's like, I don't know, I guess like finding the truth, like getting like to the bottom of like what's real and what's not. Cause like they have grown up in a house full of secrets. Like Mona's a tiefling, their family are Asmar. They don't know if there's a reason for that, but they know that their family hates them for it, and she doesn't understand why. She's watched her family be kind of like paraded as like the host's gift to Shanti Hutha, like, oh, these people are so amazing, but she like knows a lot of their like dirty secrets, that they're not as like good of people as they make themselves out to be. There's like they get to the vigilant hand, like they join the military, and like obviously there's gonna be like some secrets because it's just stuff like it's above your rank and all that type of stuff, but then they're like, what is happening?
My camera's out of focus.
Oh, I was like, what is going on?
I'm trying to get it to focus on my face, and it's just not working.
Like when it came to stuff that had directly to do with them, with Cassandra. So I think Mona is like about like finding out what's true and making sure that people have access to what's true. Because that stops like a lot of the shitty things going on, at least in her mind.
And Cassandra.
Listen, to be fair, I was handed Cassandra, but the way I'm going to be playing Cassandra, her core beliefs are more so going to be like the greater good for the greatest amount of people, which is what I'm going to be attempting to make her morally gray in a way, not like necessarily like, oh no, we have to save the world because it's gonna be like is this the right action that's going to save as many people as possible, even if it means sacrificing people that we really wanted to save. So that's gonna be it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna be. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna
Got
be
it.
interesting.
Arianism?
Please understand that IRL.
Many.
Please understand that IRL. I am so far left. It's not even funny. It's new to me as it is for y'all. Let me tell you.
I think for Cypress, it's not that. No, she has no core moral beliefs. No, I think, truthfully, I think growing up in the household that she did, I think she truly believes that everyone deserves to be loved, and everyone. Yeah, there's a bot. I'll block it. Yeah. Oh, someone already did it. Thank you. So I think everyone deserves to be loved. I think she believes, that love just makes the world go round. And I think she's incredibly loyal. If you show her kindness, she'll show you kindness for the rest of your life. Just don't hurt her brother.
Yeah, also Bree, you're not slick. You're answering the next question first. You went last on the past few questions. You were not slick.
What is your character's opinion on nobility and authority? Oh, you want me to go first?
No, yeah, you're not slick. Go.
Cypress hates authority. Legitimately doesn't like being told what to do. But I think she's learned through Mona, if you really do care about someone, that authority isn't so scary. Cassandra, I think at the time she wasn't taking the military super seriously at first. Because she was still learning, right? She joined the military not because she wanted to, but to run away. And so I think she's slowly adjusting to that. And for nobility, she'd probably look at nobility and be like, why am I even here? I can't even touch this level of hierarchy, So I think nobility kind of confuses her. What do you do with all that money? What do you do with all that space? What do you do with all that power? That's just too much.
What if Cassandra started telling you what to do?
Like right now,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be fine.
Not right now in the moment that we're in.
Maybe not right now, but
Oh
like, you know, a little bit down.
Like right now.
I knew that was happening.
man.
Oh my!
In a scenario, maybe
Gonna tell him what to do.
and there's the bed, you know, like.
Oh
like,
my God. I will answer. So
To be non-specific.
So, Mona, would that same question applies to you if Dessa tells you what to do?
We're not talking about. You need to answer the question.
And Cassandra, you're not slick. I invented deflecting. You're not gonna do it.
She would follow Dessa's lead. Mona, what about you?
Wait, why that's
Because you figured out how to brush shoulders with Cassandra.
Hold on. Now I forgot what the question
You know
was.
what's crazy? It's like wild considering that Dessa got further. That's canon, right? The thing that I wrote, yeah. It is
Yeah.
canon. She held hands.
Once.
You got half. You, as Ophelia would say, you got about halfway to first base. So
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. Mona,
2 months.
how do you feel about authority and nobility?
Curious about that. Like, I'm actually curious about that. How far did Cassandra and Dessa get, like, in their relationship?
Just holding
Not like
hands.
Not
No.
Not at all.
No kissing, nothing. Just holding hands.
They didn't. Let me answer this. They because I make this purposely.
You were
They
all
did
out of
not.
sorts for 2 years.
Whoa, wait a second. She didn't hold hands. She didn't kiss her. She didn't tell her how she felt. Matter of fact, she spent 3 years denying that she felt something. No, she didn't deny. She knew she felt something for Cassandra. She just didn't say that out loud.
The
She did
gayest
not
shit
want to. So,
the gayest shit I've ever heard. What? I'm here thinking like they had a full-on relationship.
At this point, Cypress and Cassandra have gone farther than Dessa and Cassandra.
Oh my gosh.
Because at least Cassandra held Cypress. That never happened with Dessa.
That's so fair.
and I did that on purpose. I'm sure if I had asked in the beginning.
My thing is, right? Never even acknowledged what was going on. It was a will they, won't they situation. And Dessa was out of sorts for 2 years.
Because Dessa's a simp.
Listen,
That's why.
And it wasn't even a will they, won't they. I think it was all hope they.
Hold on. Let Dessa speak.
Sorry, Dessa.
Because like
Let's
I explained like why. Okay, because I don't know if I should. I don't know because I don't want to say too much because it leans into something I want to say to Cassandra like in game. But I'm just gonna say that like she was so bent out of shape because like Dessa Cassandra made Dessa feel things that she's never felt before. And it's not just like not even in just a romantic sense, dude. Just a lot of stuff. I was just like and so like dude, when you have something and then it's gone, it's just like wouldn't you not be upset about it? It's hard to explain without giving like way too fucking much. I don't know how to do it. We might have to skip on it a little bit.
I feel like David's like answer was like,
Yeah,
it's like Cassandra made Dessa feel worthy for the first time. That was real.
that
And
is
you
real.
know?
I'll give that to you. So Mona,
Yes.
how does Mona feel about authority and nobility?
I'll start with authority. I think Mona feels that like authority and some kind of structure and order is going to always be needed. But I think they think that he believes that like a lot of people are just too excited to like be the one to control people and tell them what to do, and that's not what she thinks it should be about. It's more about like being like a guidance, like a leader should be more about like being a guidance for people and like keeping people safe kind of a thing. But they're also like, so they're not like all about authority for authority's sake. Like they're like once authority like starts to sort of like cause harm to the people you're put in charge of, or once authority like stops being efficient, then something needs to be done about that. So they're like, it's necessary, it's important, but it is abused far too often, and they're like, there definitely needs to be like, you shouldn't be so bent on like, oh, this person's in charge, we need to do what they say, if like they're doing things that are like actively harmful. I think for nobility, I think she's comes from nobility, and she comes from like the worst of nobility, so she's very wary towards people who have a lot of money and influence automatically. She's like already like very wary towards like those kinds of people. Mona thinks she should be
I'm gonna put a quick pause. I have a really exciting announcement that just came across my desk. I'm acting like a announcer for the news. I just got really cool information come across my desk from the local station. We have a new Crits and Chaos member. We are welcoming Allison to the team as our continuity supervisor. So she's going to be helping out with our continuity, which will be a huge help to our lore keeper, David. So I'm so excited. I will be adding her to the Discord. I love Allison. They are Thrift Quester on here, so if you see them, that is going to be our continuity person.
Hooray.
Okay.
Oh my brain.
Cassandra.
Okay. So Cassandra personally thinks that for authority, she thinks that authority should belong to people who deserve it. And because like I guess like she's so used to structure and stuff, and she's probably like also like because she's seen so much like I guess like combat and conflict, she knows what it's like when authority is misused, which is also why she's kind of just like a eat the rich type of person, because she's seen nobility actively like misuse power and authority to oppress other people. So she's just not with that. Like, and I think that's also where like her being morally gray kind of gets tied into, because like she would 100% just off a noble if they were like, let's say like found to have like a let's say like they had like a little like den or whatever. I'm trying to figure out the words again. I'm so sorry, y'all. English is not my first language. Sometimes I'd be forgetting the words. I really do. I'm trying to remember what it is.
Don't apologize for that.
That's the one.
What's the word?
Trafficking ring. I don't know why I said den and traffic. They were not, you know. Anyway, so like let's say like she would not like hesitate to like off a noble if like they had like a trafficking ring or something, even if it wasn't anything like quote unquote like, I mean, I don't think trafficking can be anything other than insidious, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Sure.
I'm excited for this question.
Wait,
and then,
hold on, Dessa didn't answer the
oh
question.
yeah, Dessa. And then after Dessa, we will have one more question and then go on break.
Okay.
If you're okay with that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I need to take some medicine. Anyway.
What
How
was
do you
the
feel
question?
about authority and ability?
Authority. Dessa, it's crazy because I think she doesn't necessarily mind authority too much depending on who it is that's in charge. I imagine like she's definitely been around like people who have like, you know, authority, and they definitely have abused it and used it against her in various ways growing up. But the thing is that I think Dessa operates best when she is following somebody else's lead, when she is following somebody else's command. And she definitely does not mind. Stop. I'm trying not to laugh. Okay, she definitely doesn't. How do I want to word this? She doesn't mind being told what to do. She you guys play too much. Stop.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't mind.
If I had to deal with it, you have to deal with it.
She doesn't mind being told what to do, and she is more than happy to like do whatever it is that she's being told if it goes along with what she believes in and follows like her moral code overall is more of a benefit than a detriment. But when it comes to like certain things, like if somebody is clearly using their powers, the Malachite. First of all, no, she's not. Tin. No, she's not. Stop. No, she's not. Service. Stop.
I can't.
We're all bottoms, according to David. This was in months ago.
Like, who's we?
How does that work?
Who is we?
All of us. We're all power bottoms.
No, that's no.
Right. You're right. We're all tops. We're all.
Hey,
Now we're just lying.
who is we?
Anyways, Destiny, continue.
But yeah, she doesn't mind authority if it's given to people who absolutely deserve it. Nobility, she doesn't give a fuck about that. She hates it actually. That's my answer for that. That's how Dessa. You ask her about nobility, I do not give a fuck. Matter of fact, I hate them bitches. Nobody should be that powerful. Nobody should have all that cash. Matter of fact.
So, I'm excited for this question. Describe your character's relationship with the person on your right.
Hold on,
Like,
I can't.
like,
let me look at the Twitch.
Yeah.
Let me look at the
I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, technically, there's nobody
right. I
on
got
the
it
right.
right. For my left,
Yeah, we'll say the left. Yeah, because there's no one on. Yeah.
the person across
Okay.
from you.
Yeah, the person across from you.
Like, just say the person next to us. Like, I feel like.
Yeah, so that would be Mona and Cassandra.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. One of you start. Mona, how do you feel about Cassandra?
I'll do it. Somebody's got to be the top. I'm sorry.
Bruh.
If the joke was sitting on my heart, I had to get it out. No.
I'm proud of you for making it.
I think that sorry, my ankle just popped. It was the grossest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I did
The
not
mic
hear
didn't
it.
pick it up. Yeah. But anyway, I think Mona. I think pre-resurrection, Mona kind of had a very like I always describe it as a very. I don't know if business is the right thing, like cordial. Like, respected Cassandra is part of the team and respected Cassandra as the leader. And then, like, kind of, like, admired what she knew of Cassandra, which is obviously just the surface, right? Like, Cassandra being a prodigy, Cassandra seemingly having her shit together. Then Cassandra died, and then Mona spent... And again, I don't want to give away too much because, like, these are conversations that are going to happen in game. But Mona definitely has like a lot of mixed feelings, not about Cassandra herself, but about how she feels in comparison to Cassandra, because she literally got Cassandra's old job. And then, I mean, this is a surprise to no one, like, she has a thing for Dessa, and Dessa had a thing for Cassandra. So Mona has, like, constantly felt like, and this is something that's come up in stream, has constantly felt like Cassandra's replacement, but just, like, constantly being put in Cassandra's shadow when she didn't ask to be. And now Cassandra's here, and although it's only been a few hours, like, yeah, it's been a day since Cassandra's been back. And so now, even though, like, all this stuff is happening, I think she's starting to, like, get to know Cassandra as a real person, if that makes sense. Like, aside from, oh, this is this person I look up to, or this is this person that I'm jealous of, or this is this person that they're like, oh, this is, like, they're starting to see, like, the three-dimensional of Cassandra, and I think will want to, like, truly get to know Cassandra and be her friend outside of, like, how they've been before, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Cassandra, how do you feel about Mona?
Cassandra doesn't necessarily feel any, like, negativity per se towards Mona. It's more so like it's kind of obvious that they used to put them like kind of like on a pedestal, just like Mona like is just like, I didn't ask to be in your shadow. Cassandra's kind of just like, I didn't ask to be an idol, you know, like Cassandra was just essentially doing her job, right? She's like, I was put in this position, I was given this position, I enjoyed it, I enjoyed like, you know, like leading my team, but like I didn't ask to be put as like someone to idolize. Like I didn't ask to be like seen as like this amazing being when I'm actively just trying to survive, just like everyone else. So I like Cassandra currently is trying to, I guess, like bridge that gap with Mona and essentially getting her to see, yo, I'm a real human being. Like I can break, which is I think one of the reasons why like I'm so like I guess like adamant on making it so that the team sees Cassandra break, so Mona can see, oh, this person isn't infallible, and like I feel like I want that to be the first step towards them realizing that they're more similar than they realize. So, because it's like, yeah, okay, Cassandra seemingly has it together, but she's also breaking down all the damn time. And Mona is more like, I guess, open with her breakdowns. I'm saying with her breakdowns only because
That's
it's a
not true either.
No.
Nope. That was a first time. That was a first time thing because they keep everything under the cup.
Hence, Cypress is.
Oh, they're the same person.
One of the most recent arguments. The most recent argument she got into with Dessa was Dessa being like, "You're always hiding your feelings and you won't let anyone know how you feel." But like, you're gonna break.
And Cypress just called Mona out for it.
Yeah. So no, they're the same. That Mona's breakdown. This is very new territory for Mona.
So I want Cassandra to be able to show Mona like, hey, like I'm just like you, big dog. I barely have this together. I'm figuring it out just like you are, because I feel like when characters kind of put others like on pedestals, it's like you can't really get to see the person struggling, and when that happens, it's like it's a recipe for disaster. Because it's like, yeah, okay, like Cassandra like is fine until you see her faint in the middle of a fucking battle. You feel me? Like then it's like a whole different thing. So it's like I kind of want not just Mona but also the whole team to realize that like Cassandra is in fact very squishy and very breakable. So yeah.
I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. Are you guys ever gonna talk about the letter that Mona found, burnt up?
I think that would be more of a Cassandra and Dessa conversation, because the only, which I don't even know if Tin got to that episode, but the only because like Mona's whole thing was she fully was like, Cassandra was not in love with me. That doesn't make sense. Like she was like, we didn't interact enough for that to be a thing. And then they were like, even if she did, I hope she didn't, because that would make me feel bad for multiple reasons. And the only reason she wanted to get to the bottom of it was for Dessa's sake. But now that Cassandra is back, Mona's like, oh, Dessa can just ask her. Because that's so they're like, truly, Mona might bring it up to Dessa when they have a conversation that needs to be had, but in terms of talking, that's a Dessa and Cassandra conversation.
Fair. Cypress and Dessa.
You can go first.
Cypress adores Dessa. Like, absolutely adores her. Like, there was a period, and this is known, where Cypress had feelings for Dessa, and that led to some arguments, some feelings that were conflated between really intense friendship and actually having feelings. And I kind of loved our dynamic in the beginning because it was really fun to RP with you about, like, you were choosing a dead girl. Sorry, Cassandra, but you were choosing a dead girl over Cypress over and over and over again. And she's like, I'm alive, and you keep, like, choosing this girl over your friendship with me. But I love our dynamic, and I think Cypress, now that she's lost Ginny, is gonna be...
Real quick, Dessa took her shirt off one time.
Yeah.
Twice, actually.
Twice.
What was the in the prequel.
Twice.
I forgot about the prequel.
And you're warm to snuggle with.
Oh, damn.
And, like, Cypress would know that. Like, you being warm to snuggle with. Because uppies. Uppies.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, okay.
Mona about to kill Cypress. No, like, I think, I think now that Ginny's dead, I think Cypress is going to really lean on Dessa a lot because that was, it was for a while there, it was Ginny and Cypress and Dessa. And the three companions. So in a platonic way, Mona. Dessa.
I agree with that. I'm sorry.
Premarital cuddling, adult sleepover. Cypress and Dessa, we are actually secretly in love. We're the real couple.
Sorry, hate to tell you.
I
definitely do think. I was thinking about this too earlier, like before we even started stream, or not even before we started stream, like a couple days ago. I was just like, because we had that Dessa. God, why am I blanking on everybody's names? Dessa, Cypress, Ginny, Three Musketeer thing. So I was just like, oh yeah, they're definitely gonna have to, very much. I was thinking Dessa was probably gonna have like Cypress is. I want to say like finally breaking down because I don't remember seeing Cypress act never break down before Ginny's death. So Dessa is definitely going to be in more of like keep it together type mode, keep it together in a way that she never has since everything started. But like you said, I really like Dessa and Cypress's relationship, especially in the beginning where. You were right, Dessa really was choosing Cassandra over and over and over again over Cypress. But I don't think Cypress is aware of like the actual reason why Dessa kept doing it. It was never purposeful. It was never a conscious decision that Dessa was making. It was just she would never like if Cypress asked point blank, me or Cassandra, Dessa would be like, the fuck? I'm not answering that shit.
And also that's toxic as fuck. I hope Cypress would never ask that.
Ask me that.
But I'm from the person who's poly though. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
That would be an insane question coming from the person who's poly.
Yeah, right. Right.
Because there was I forgot what episode it was whatever episode it was that Cypress and Dessa had their argument. It was more so like Cypress telling Dessa off, and Dessa was just like, I've been mad at you for a very long time, which was true. She was very mad at Cypress for killing Cassandra. And it makes it and part of it is like, okay, yeah, understandable why she's upset, but at the same time, like, it's just the crazy part is that Dessa is one of those people that understands why what she does is wrong. And she recognizes it in the moment, like why, or maybe not in the moment. She recognizes what she's doing is wrong. She knows that she shouldn't be doing certain things or saying certain things, but when it's in the moment, she didn't at the time know how to control it. So it's like, I love being aware. I don't have the tools to help me not do that shit again though. Until Ginny died. So now she's really gonna have to hone in those skills that she recently acquired to basically be there. For Cypress, because Cypress has always been there for her, and even in the most bluntest of ways, she's definitely been there, and she wants to offer that same sentiment to them as well.
Yeah, I think I also love now that they're comfortable with each other. That platonic flirting is really fun too.
That's really fun. I love playing a more like chill Dessa, someone who is actually like. She's not angry. She has like all these other sides to her. It's really, really been fun to play.
Not to spoil it, but I think I'm really excited to have the conversation with Mona about the whole Cassandra in the room.
Wait.
What conversation?
I think Cypress is going to want to talk to you about what is going on in their confused little head about Cassandra.
Are you talking about Mona or Dessa?
Dessa.
You said Mona.
Oh, I did? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I said Dessa.
I'm very excited for that conversation. I think that shit would be funny as fuck.
It's gonna be so funny.
Be like, hey, I think I'm getting feelings for your ex-girlfriend, not ex-girlfriend.
Really, ex-girlfriend? Is that okay? I understand.
Looking at Mona like, this is gonna be Dessa the whole time, like looking at Mona. Huh? What?
All right, my dudes, we're gonna go on a quick break. We will see you in 10 minutes. And we'll be back for more Crits and Giggles. I have to find the right Crits and Giggles break. All right, see you soon. Bye. Tuning in. We don't have a stereotypical Crits and Chaos session. It is episode 2 of Crits and Giggles, and because I did not edit the Crits and Giggles break, that the main cast is a little bit different. It's now Tin, who plays Cassandra, will be here. Maya's not feeling well, and we want them focusing on his health. So we're just gonna sort of answer questions. We're answering questions in character. If you would like to ask us questions, please put it in the chat. So, for my next question, does your character ever want to settle down with a spouse, children, a house, etc., etc.?
These pointed ass questions. All right,
go ahead.
Hold on, I'm opening my Suma trip tonight. I'm being so serious.
Cassandra, go ahead.
Wait a minute. I feel like Cassandra is like.
That's why I asked the question. Thrift Cluster is for their faces. That was great. Go ahead.
Everyone's like, what? I feel like Cassandra would want to quote unquote settle down, but not in like the very stereotypical way. Like, she'd probably want a life partner because she doesn't want to be alone. But like, kids are still on the fence about that. I feel like that's mostly gonna depend on their partner than anything. I feel like they're not really like one way or the other about it. They're kind of just like, if they happen, they happen, you know?
Yeah.
Which IRL is not a good mindset to have children in. Please. I just have to put that this way.
A PSA from Tin.
Yeah. Like, please, bro. Children require planning and finances. Listen.
Dessa. Couples therapy before you're even together.
Couples therapy is crazy. Yeah, Dessa would like to settle down one day. She definitely would like to have a partner. She definitely would like to have a partner. You know, have like or I guess settle down in a place that's, you know, in a time where we're not focusing on prophecies, on fracturing, no fake ass prophecies, death, more death, storm clouds, more death, another club. Like, she wants to not worry about shit like that. So she just wants something. When I tell you she would like something, I don't know if I would want to say boring, but she craves just something that is just chill. Like, if she wants to have, like, you know, a nice life, nice house, and definitely would like to, you know, get married at one point, or at least settle down with somebody that she loves and cares about. What?
Dessa wants to put the little lady in the house and waiting on her.
Stop it! First of all, you made that joke about Malachi. Do not bring Dessa into this.
Mona, how do you feel about that?
Mona, about Dessa being a misogynist. What the house?
Also, what are does Mona want to settle down with a spouse, children, house, etc.?
Hold on. I just realized my mic was being stupid. I think we covered this already. What?
That was a while ago.
No, that happened just now. We covered this already. Anyway, I think Mona definitely is like I don't think Mona will ever be able to like fully withdraw from society because they'd always feel like that responsibility to use their skills to help people, but they definitely don't want to constantly be in this like fight or flight, like going on missions and stuff all the time. Oh, going on missions and stuff all the time kind of thing. Like they definitely would be down for a more like normal-ish life. I think Mona is one of those people where it's like she's not necessarily like, oh, I have to have a life partner, like I want to fall in love, I want to be with somebody, but she's like, if she's, you know, into a specific person, she want it with that person, but that's not necessarily something that like occupies her mind outside of a very specific person they might be into. I don't know would want kids. I don't know if she would. I think if she did, it would be like a one kid situation. She's not gonna be like a fucking octomom or anything. But
well, yeah, you're trapped in the house, so.
No, but for real, I think Mona would want to like definitely settle down from like the high, like the fast paced shit they're doing now. But I don't think it wouldn't be like a complete withdrawal. Like they definitely like help out sometimes, like if people need help, you know, like supervise some stuff. But she definitely wants to just like chill.
I think Cypress does kind of want to get married, but also have multiple partners. So, but the kind of poly that they would be is come over for dinner and then leave situation. Not a let's all play D&D all night long and stay over permanently. Like they would have, not that Bree doesn't believe in patriarchal or like hierarchy poly. Like that's not for me. I don't fuck with that. So I don't mean it this way, but I think Cypress would definitely have, when I say this loosely, like a live-in partner that they always go home to at the end of the night. And then they have like little partners here and there. But yeah, they just want like...
What would Cassandra be?
Cassandra would... oh my god, we will cover that of what Cassandra is going to be. But kids, probably not. She just wants to be the cool auntie for Bruce and Pebble and their kids.
Real. Because
also in my world, I want to see a Goliath and a gnome have a child. Like I just... Pebble's my brother. He's a gnome, obviously. And then he's married to Bruce, who's a Goliath.
Jesus Christ.
I
feel like one of the interesting dynamics that I would love to see is like, let's say Cassandra and Cypress are married, and like Cassandra has a kid, but Cypress like obviously didn't sign up to be a mom. So like the kid is like the only parent in this situation is Cassandra. That would be such a fun dynamic to witness, especially if Cassandra is the live-in partner.
And to be clear, like, Cypress's partner can be with whoever. And, like, because that's all about poly. And, like, they also want to see their partner expand if they want to. If they want to do the monogamous poly thing, that's fine, too. Cypress is chill. They just know what they want and what they crave. Hence why they've had a crush on every single person in the party. So, you know. I feel like Mona would be more practical and realize that 2 kids are easier than 1 because they play together. But then again, they would be autistic, so maybe just 1.
I love how the consensus is that yes, Mona is passing down the autism. And you know what?
Mona, who said Mona's autistic? That's what I want to know. Who said they were
You
autistic?
did. You, in fact, did in the last CritsNGiggles.
I just said it.
I'm like, am I?
To get a reaction out of 10. That's the only
I'm
reason.
like, am I being gaslit right now? You see I'm looking around across the room. I'm like, am I being gaslit right now? Even if you can't tell me, I've watched enough of the videos to know.
I just wanted to get a reaction out of 10.
There is not a single neurotypical person I'm looking at right now.
I'm not autistic.
First of all,
that's dead ass serious.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the characters wise.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there was a question in the chat, and I can't find it. Oh, where do your characters want to go on vacation if they were in the modern world?
Bold of you to assume that Mona would go on vacation.
You have Dessa now, so I'm imagining after they're done traveling, or after they're done adventuring, they finally get to go on vacation. You have Dessa, who you don't think Dessa would drag your ass on a vacation after they just said they want chill?
Hypothetically speaking, I think if Mona and Dessa went on a vacation together, Mona would let Dessa pick the place, but then they would do all the planning. They would do the itinerary. They would do what time the plane is leaving. You know, like you're getting to the airport 3 hours early. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think, but like, I'm trying to think. I think Mona would probably want to go somewhere tropical, somewhere warm. I don't see Mona being like a snow gal. So I feel like you'd want to go somewhere tropical, somewhere warm. Maybe this is just me talking because my heritage, but I feel like she'd want to go to like an island, somewhere. But yeah, I think if they were going on vacation with another person, let's just say it's Dessa, even if it wasn't, they would be totally fine with letting someone else pick, but they would have to like do the itinerary and like all the research before going and like changing over the currency and like that. It would definitely be that.
Let me clarify something. I never said I was neurotypical. I'm definitely neurodivergent. There was a comment on the stream. I'm definitely neurodivergent. Neurotypical sounds boring to me anyways. Dessa, where would you go on vacation if you could in the modern world? And I'll be right back.
I'm not gonna lie, probably the same as definitely this, not gonna lie, same as Mona. Definitely somewhere tropical, somewhere that has like, where she want to go. She's trying to go to Bahamas. She's trying to go to Jamaica. That's where she's trying to go.
Jamaica.
She needs like something hot. She needs some place to swim. She needs some place that's really gonna chill. So yeah, definitely a tropical location is her type of thing. She doesn't necessarily mind the cold too much, and she would just have to be super prepared for that, but she would much rather choose like something
I was like, so they're not doing those like couple ski lodges.
No, they're not doing that shit. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's funny to think about, like, say if Mona and Dessa did go on vacation and Mona's planning everything, Dessa's just like, can I have a say in any of this?
I don't know what to do, which is crazy for a misogynist who wants a housewife, by the way.
Wait, what was said?
No, because what's it called? Essentially, Destiny was saying that Dessa wanted, like, to essentially be the one to kind of just like be like, hey, can I have some input here? And Mona's just like, no, just no.
No, for real. If Mona was on vacation with somebody, you know, with Dessa, and Dessa's like, hey, I want to house some ideas. It would be, you know that meme, you know that clip from Surf's Up when he starts to do it and like half a second into do it, it's just like, you're doing it wrong. It's just like, like Mona wouldn't be that bad, but it would be so hard where like Dessa's like, all right, I'm gonna plan it, and they're like, okay, and they're like, so
constantly over Dessa's shoulder. She's just like,
like not saying anything, but just
don't rush me, Katie.
Circling right after brunch is a good idea. I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you sure that that's something you want to do? Like, fine, here, go ahead.
Fine.
No, Dessa, and real talk, I think Dessa would not mind. Like, Dessa would be fine with Mona planning everything. She's just gonna be like, tee time with Mona. That's gonna be her thought process.
Now stay in the boathouse, love, while I go surf with the big dogs.
Mona would be the reason why the trip makes it out of the group chat. Like, everybody's always in the group chat, like, oh man, we should go somewhere, we should do something, and the next thing you know, you have an itinerary with like a budget, with like how much, when the date is, and then it's just like, oh, we're doing this, and Mona's like, I thought people wanted to go, I've made a list.
So if we want to go on a couple's vacation, we just rely on Mona to get it set up.
You know, maybe Mona could be a wedding planner as a civilian. That could be her civilian job.
I definitely.
Or travel agent. Oh, is Cassandra? Where's Cassandra going?
Yeah, where's Cassandra going?
Listen, Cassandra is definitely like, I'm pretty sure, like, because even if it like under the modern, I'm pretty sure, like, especially if I'm kind of piggybacking off of like her being military, she probably like is so used to hopping from base to base that she would try to find places that are like deeply cultural, not necessarily like this like, oh, cold or hot or anything. Like, she's not looking for like a specific like I guess like type of environment, but like she'll look for places that have like deep culture. So like she'll probably try to go to like New Orleans or like probably Haiti, like places that have like deeply ingrained culture, like, and she'll probably stay like with some of the locals and essentially pay them for housing and stuff like that, and like just like live as they live. So like that's pretty much like what I see her doing.
Have you seen the videos of the white man dancing to Afrobeat?
Yeah. You know, I listen.
Reminding 10 that Cassandra is white.
listen.
Have you seen that one trend where it's like, oh, I just realized so and so, like such and such is an island, and it was a guy from Ireland being like, I just remember somebody reminded me that Ireland's an island. And he's like, this
Island boy.
Listen, I keep forgetting Cassandra is white, and I feel so bad because I'd be dropping the N-word mid.
I mean,
So
Brie
good.
does it too, so it's fine.
I never said that.
Never done that. Brie has never done that. That was a joke. Nobody clipped that.
That is the first thing that's going onto the Instagram. Wait.
Oh my god!
The way my
You
heart
know what?
just fell out of my
You know-
butt. I was like, when did I say that? Did I say that? I was gaslighting myself.
You actually double thinking it like, wait, did I?
Did
No.
I? Because I'm not gonna tell a black person like I never said, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh my god. No, we love
Bree
Brie.
said I'm never gonna tell her. Bree called me a black and mild the other day, and it was wild.
Mild.
I did not. More lies.
Never called me.
I was like, does Brie know what a black and mild is?
Isn't that a cigarette?
Probably not.
Isn't that a cigarette or is that a drink? I get the two confused.
No, wait.
You were the first time.
Drink.
Don't worry about it.
No. It's definitely.
What's the next question?
Where's Cypress going? On vacation?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Oh my-
in the modern world, since she's an influencer, I'm gonna go to the most basic ass Instagram ready places. No, actually, I think where she would go is someplace super adventurous. I think she's ready to bring out that side of her, and like, I think she would be the one where she would need someone, to tie her back a little bit, because she would be the person to go like cliff diving, because gnomes can fly, and like, and like parasailing, and all those sorts of things. So I think anywhere that's going to give them adventure, they will be happy.
Nice.
Okay, I now know the difference.
Cassandra being like, we need to relax. And
Yeah.
it goes like,
I'm in my
well, I'll try my best backpacking trip. Going to climb Mount Everest. Like, wait, what?
She would climb Mount Everest and then try and jump off from the top. Like,
You know that guy who was
Like,
climbing
fail,
Mount
fail,
Everest?
fail.
I think it was Mount Everest. It might not have been Mount Everest, but he was climbing a mountain and he accidentally went like to, you know, like when people get like altitude sickness, and he
Yeah.
passed out. And they rescued him, but they left his phone. So then, like 2 days later, he went back to the same spot.
yeah, I
get
did
his
see that.
phone, and then passed out again and had to again be airlifted to the hospital. And I don't even think he got his phone.
Was he white?
No, he was Japanese.
Oh, I was gonna say, because that sounds like a white man thing.
It definitely does. That's why I'm like, damn. I'm actually flabbergasted. Speaking of white, right? I'm
Me.
sorry. I know that was an insane sentence. But have you guys seen the trend going on around TikTok where people are like, gingers are now black?
Yes.
So let me tell you,
I saw a video of like this really cute couple. It was a black woman.
I'm a
and her husband
ginger.
Her husband was ginger, and he was doing her hair, and like one of the top comments was, "This is a like I love a beautiful black couple."
That's that black love right there. And it's
They were like, you have to call them gingers.
Are you talking about Tracy and
gingers are taking it in stride.
I am not, because I don't know what to, when I saw that trend, I didn't know what to do with my hands. I was like,
you know what? Bree, let me ask you something. What's in your spice cabinet right now?
Nothing. Just kidding. That was a bold-faced lie. That was a bold-faced lie. I have garlic powder, garlic salt, pepper, paprika, Italian seasoning. You can drop it at my door, thank you.
Put your camera in the
Hold
kitchen
on one
cabinet.
second.
Let me see.
What'd you say?
No, I'm sorry. The list of garlic powder, garlic salt, and then salt. I'm getting concerned. Oh God, I'm sweating now. I'm so hot.
Okay, if I was not listening because I was.
That's how we know you don't have seasoning, because you're starting naming the actual stuff instead of brands. Like, what is wrong with you?
Thank you.
I just get like this.
You should have said Lowry's. You should have said Mrs. Dash. That's what you.
I don't know what Mrs. Dash is, but I do have Lowry's.
See, David knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I have Lowry's. I thought you were actually wanting flavors. Like, I went off of flavors.
It's the same thing. It's like what your favorite Kool-Aid is, and it's like they'll tell you red, and then it's like, okay, do you mean strawberry, fruit punch, and cherry? They're like, they want red. Same thing. Grape isn't grape, it's purple.
See, we're trying to include you, and the gingers are black, and you're not helping yourself.
That's why I didn't know what to do with my hands, because I'm like, I do not apply to this.
Oh, you have to do it with your hands.
What do you do?
Oh, Brie, am I are you redhead? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm a ginge.
A ginge?
You're what? You're what?
I'm a ginger. A ginge. I'm allowed to say that, right?
You know what's funny? You know what killed me? I saw this man. He was a ginger man. He said, "This is the way the gingers get their soul back," and I screamed.
There's a National Kick a Ginger Day. Just wanted to throw that out there.
I'm coming.
What's the next question?
Okay. What stereotypical group role does your character play in the party? And I'll be right back.
We get examples.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you get examples. The mom, the mess, the comic. Optionally, what role would your character play in the 5-man band structure?
I love the 5-man band structure.
I don't know what that is.
The 5-man band structure consists of the leader, which is the leader, and then there's the lancer, who the lancer is usually like the ideological opposite to the leader, and they're the ones where they're like kind of opposed. Usually that means that they're like the angsty loner that's always beefing with the leader, so like Leonardo and Raphael, or like I don't fucking know, like Wolverine and Cyclops, like that kind of a thing. They don't always have to have animosity though. It's just like usually they're like the ideological like opposite to the leader, and there's usually some back and forth there. And then there is the heart, who doesn't need to be, but usually ends up being like the girl of the team, but you're like the heart of the team. And then there is the big guy, who it can literally be the big guy, so like the big strong guy who beats people up, or it can just be the big guy where they're like, lay your emotional burdens on me, like I'm defensive of you. It doesn't necessarily have to be physically big, but they kind of like play that role. Alternatively known as the tank, you're speaking combat wise. And then the smart guy, which like multiple people can be smart, but this is like the stereotypical smart person. And obviously like there can be like bleed over, like the big guy can also be smart, but just like that's the 5-man band structure. So the leader, the lancer, the heart, the big guy, and the smart guy is the most common way that it is known.
But like, well, this is the big guy.
Friend, I think Cassandra isn't that different from Mona though.
I think
like that's the whole point, is why they're so similar.
I disagree. I think Des is the hero.
The hero?
The hero?
Where do you see hero?
Is that one of the 5-men band?
No, the heart.
Not the heart.
There's the leader. There's the leader, the lancer, the heart, the big guy, and the smart guy.
Who's the smart guy?
That's the most classic 5-man band. Like, people do alternative ones, but the most classic is that one.
I know the alternative one, which has the hero home.
So then who's... Oh, my head. Alright. I have to get more drugs. I'll be back.
Bro, I'm begging.
That one I just listed, Mona can alternate between being the lead, is like currently probably the leader, but if not, the smart guy. I'm gonna go get a drug. Ooh, I'd be back. My brain's turning off.
Because I know it as the hero, the lancer, the smart guy, the big guy, the chick, and I also know the face as one.
Crazy.
I could see Mona being the leader or the smart guy. The chick is the group's moral compass and peacekeeper.
Well, they just died, so.
I said, fucking hell.
Mona?
No, I was gonna say if Ginny was still here, that probably would have been Ginny.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like,
yeah,
they forgot the hero. The hero is the leader. That's also known as the leader. The leader, main character who can be charismatic, bold, or serious.
That sounds more like Ginny.
Charismatic? Mona? Actually, I can't say nothing because Mona. I can't say nothing because Mona did hit Dessa. Mona did hit Dessa with a very charismatic line a couple episodes ago.
Go back. Go back. Go back. What is this about Mona not being charismatic?
Well, I was trying to finish. I literally was quite literally just saying, let me take that back because Mona hit Dessa with a line like back at the masquerade that had her like low key. I wouldn't say in shambles. That's a bit much, but it definitely did get to her. So I can say that. Mona has her moments. I can say that.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not like a core personality trait.
It's not. I just wanted to say some shit sideways because when you watch the Masquerade episode and see the dance scene, you'll understand why I was so offended.
All right,
I think Dessa is the Lancer, which is the second in command and most responsible member.
No, that's not what the Lancer is.
I loaded up a sheet. Because there's the hero, the Lancer, the smart guy, the big guy, the chick.
No, I'm saying, I guess there's alternate ones, but the Lancer isn't necessarily the most responsible one. It's usually supposed to be the leader. The Lancer is usually like ideal. Well, I guess it depends. If the leader is responsible, then usually the Lancer won't be. And if the Lancer, so never mind. I guess it depends. Their whole thing is they're just like ideologically opposed to the leader, so it just depends.
I'm seeing like 16 million different 5-man band tropes.
That's fair.
Nobody can agree on shit.
Well, the one that I'm talking about is the correct one, and then we can just move on.
The hero, the Lancer, the smart guy, the big guy, the heart. Is that what you're talking about?
The leader instead of the hero, but yeah.
Okay. I don't know, Cypress the big guy or the heart?
Being the heart.
I don't think big guy means physically, does it?
Either the leader or the smart guy. I said I see Mona as being the leader or the smart guy. I don't see heart.
Yeah.
I think Cypress is the heart. I think Dessa is...
I like the Lancer.
Yeah, I was like, I think Dessa would be either Lancer or a big guy. I think Cassandra... Well, we haven't played with Cassandra that much, but...
I could see her being the big guy, or because of all the damage that she did, or the smart one. Yeah,
because it's not just even about, like, combat prowess and stuff. It's also just, like, about, like... It's kind of like, oh, you haven't played Masks. Never mind. But it's like... Anyways. Anyway.
What is currently motivating your character to stay in the party, Dessa?
You gotta put me first. I mean, there's a lot of things. Like, obviously, well, did you guys read the end of Dessa's journal before she closed it? I would say, like, her team, definitely. her team is motivating her to keep going. She's never actually. Well, this question is so weird to me because, like, are we implying that they thought about like leaving the group, or are we saying that like just like walk away from the mission?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
what
just
we,
walk
like,
away. What's motivating them to not walk away from everything?
Well, the fact that the world is going to, cease to exist if she walks away, because even it depends on all of us to like fix the fracturing and such. So we definitely need to I'm sorry, chat's going crazy. Her friends, she wants to stick by them no matter what happens. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that Mona's not a big motivator for it too, but yeah, Mona does motivate her to like, not just stay in the group, but also like be better, do better, all that good stuff.
Kissing. Cassandra, what is motivating you to stick with the party? Wow, that glare.
Here, I'm sorry. I think Cassandra is like essentially trying to quote unquote do better this time and making sure that everyone makes it through alive. And that this might come back and bite her in the ass later. But like right now her main focus is like keeping the team alive and making sure that they, I guess, get to go back to their family. Like, and well, not family, but to people who are important to them. Not in a bag of holdings, That's kind of where we're at right now.
Bag of holding is grilling me.
Mona?
I think for Mona, it's like a sense of, like, one, like, obviously, like, her friends wanting to keep them safe, and then, but I think specifically, it's like an obligation thing, because, like, Mona's tired right now. They're just like, we've been fighting for so long. Things aren't going well. Lucius himself has pretty much admitted that he's been watching worlds die since forever, and they're like, they don't know if there's, like, any hope at this point. But there's kind of like their family is like a huge part in the world being the way that it is. She knows that no matter how down she feels about herself, there's still something she can do to help. And so I don't think she'd ever be able to quit and walk away, because she'd always feel like the responsibility and the obligation to help out.
Bet. Well, with that, I think we're gonna call it. Because, we've answered a lot of questions and we learned a lot, and I want to make sure that we keep the vibe alive. So with that said, please check out all of our social media. You can find us under Crits and Chaos, under everything except for LinkedIn. So like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, TikTok, Instagram, the YouTubes, Instagram. We stream every Tuesday, and we will be back with our regularly scheduled session next week. Anything else from anyone?
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'm finding the ending.